Do you consider DSLR lenses for mirrorless camera systems? The first one was yes. They seem more future-proof than mirrorless lenses because of the flange distance. You can adapt a DSLR lens to pretty much any mirrorless mount. There are caveats, of course, with adapters. You need special adapters to use apertures on some lenses and all that. So that was 40%. Nice large percent on there. The second option was in situations where you don't have a mirrorless option. Either you already have the DSLR lenses that you're going to use, or in the mirrorless mount currently there aren't any focal lengths that would work for what you're trying to do. So that's definitely a good option to pick. That was 40%. Makes sense. The next one was no, I want the best compatibility with the mirrorless lenses as possible. I'm kind of more of that camp, but we'll get to that a little bit in the future. The next one, that was 12% on that one. The next one was I'll never buy a mirrorless lens or mirrorless system. I made a goofy little phrase to it, but basically 8% are not interested in mirrorless cameras. Maybe they're just, I don't know. It's hard to speculate, but maybe all of this changed a little bit since then. I only got 25 votes for this. This was back quite a while. So some things might have switched, especially with different camera systems releasing more advanced cameras in mirrorless, like the Canon R5, R6, which are at least announced, but we don't have full specs, but they look pretty beefy. So let's go back to the first one about future-proofing lenses. I actually did do a video on this, which I don't even remember what I said in it, but I'm probably going to be saying some of the similar stuff. Definitely you want to go towards those lenses that do have the aperture ring if you want to adapt it to a lot of stuff, because some mirrorless mounts might not have a electronic aperture for that specific lens that you're using. But I do think it is a good option to use those DSLR lenses. Next one is in situations where there isn't a native mirrorless option. Even so, right now we still have gaps in mirrorless systems. Canon's filling out the high end with super expensive stuff, but the low end is not there yet. Nikon is kind of switching it up a little bit, but still they're not cheap. But there are like f1.8 primes. They are doing some of the advanced telephoto lenses now, which is good, but you didn't have that option for quite a while. Panasonic with their L mount and Sigma. So there definitely are more and more mirrorless options, but still there could be certain lenses that you're missing in your mount. So the one that I go more with currently with the EFM system is that the native mirrorless options tend to work better in all regards. I've used quite a few EF lenses now, which I can get decent results out of them, but I had bought a brand new EF 85mm f1.8 USM lens, and it was just not focusing accurately enough for some reason on my EFM cameras with the standard official adapter. So, and there's no way to adjust anything with that lens. I would probably have to send it in, but it's brand new, so I would think it would be fully adjusted and everything. I don't know exactly what the problem was. Maybe I didn't give it enough time to really get used to it, but I mean, I know enough about the stuff to make sure my settings are decent enough, make sure I'm holding the camera properly to not have any issues. It just looked like from the photos that focus wasn't accurate enough. On the other hand, the STM 50mm EF lens that I have, f1.8, has been working pretty well, so that's a good option. Anyways, the last one again was the mirrorless short flange distance. You're just not into it. I can't really speculate, like I said, on that. I mean, if you're not into it, you're not into it. Maybe you're fully into DSLR systems, so it's just too much and whatever, you don't care, but maybe you'll change your mind eventually. There are definitely benefits to the mirrorless cameras, in my opinion, like the what you see is what you get, but there are a lot of other things too. So another poll, interesting results. Again, if you see the polls, please do vote on those so I can get more data, which is always helpful. Hope you enjoyed this video. Scott Photography Bonsai, thanks.